Hey, hi everybody. Yeah, we have Jen back, so the heads wiggle even more this week. Yeah, last session here at the Between, our little tale of gothic horror, monster hunting, and so on. We had a new threat introduced. It was the first person who I'm going to let introduce themselves. It's Elliot.
Hi, I'm still Elliot. I'm still playing Araxi Elizabeth Justice, who currently is not a vampire, but that might change in the future. I use he, him pronouns, and Araxi uses she, her pronouns. Jen, what's up?
This fuck. Sorry. Everything's fine. Hi guys. I am Jen. My pronouns are they, she. I leave y'all alone for 5 minutes and some shit goes down. I'll be playing Ash, your friendly local changeling who has started essentially a face support group in our house, which I'm sure Araxi is thrilled about. And is going to popcorn it over to Lamia.
Hi, I'm Lamia. I'm playing Leander. Leander's pronouns are he, him. Mine are they, them. Uh, yeah, I'm just that's all. Gonna go ahead and pop it over to Ren.
Hi, I'm Ren or Renegade Dumpling. My pronouns are they, them. I am playing Noelani Astoria Clements. Pronouns she, her, your local witchy troublemaker.
Okay, that was it. Yeah, sure. I mean, that's sufficient, I think. Yeah, I'm Yanis, he, him. I'm everybody else, as Jen has reminded me in chat. Yeah, last session, apart from Araxi possibly becoming a vampire, enjoying, well, not really enjoying the taste of raw meat, but you know, it was fine for Araxi. We also ended with Leander outside confronted by Silas Turner. The friendly, detective inspector of Scotland Yard. Leander, your kind of
Yes.
brain fog clears as you're standing there. You're all of a sudden remembering just reading something about the existence of Dampiers and that Hargrave House has both fought and yet also sheltered them in the past
Oh,
at different times. In the 1500s, not so much sheltering, more burning at the stake. Other times were different. But there seems to exist some form of hybrid between human and vampire, some stage in between. But anyway, as you're kind of coming to, there's also a finely pressed uniform in front of you, and inside it is Silas Turner.
yes, of course. Inspector,
Yes. Have you been listening to me, man?
I am, as I said, this has been an incredibly long day, and I have, perhaps I am more tired than I thought I was. Please, I am so sorry for the disrespect. Can you repeat yourself?
I said there have been, since the business at the harbor, multiple other strange sightings, chief among them, of course, the assassination of the Archbishop. And
Yeah.
now there are disappearances, and I hear people growing plants out of their orifices.
Yes, we are quite busy. Are you wishing for an assessment? We have we've completed our the situations in Croydon have been wrapped up and the culprits have been dispatched. So the Archbishop has been received his, well, what justice we could, given that he's dead. The bodies, however, that is a new one. We're working on it. Have slowly considering hypotheses. And yes,
Dr.
it is,
Prescott,
yes.
I must note that you seem to be very deliberate in dealing with these things. They
Of
seem to
course.
always disappear after the maximum or the worst damage seems to have been done.
Are you suggesting that we are not doing our best? Have you not? You yourself have just noted that we are flooded with these cases. Unfortunately, unlike yourself, we can't just bring on more bobbies. If you've got ideas, please send reinforcements. I agree, it is
I
troubling.
am not familiar with the inner workings of Hargrave House. However, are you flooded with cases because you do not solve them quickly enough? Or do you not solve them quickly because you are flooded with them? This is ultimately the question. And for now, I wish to remind you of your loyalty. You are loyal to the Queen and Empire, of course, aren't you? It's going to be a night move. Because you are very much not, I think.
Who's to say?
Yeah,
Who's really to say?
Yeah, who's to say? This could theoretically be composure if you really play it that well, but usually that should be presence.
No, I think this is composure because I think it needs a very calm hand, and that's rough. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I'll allow composure for this
Leander
one, yeah.
takes a Leander takes a breath, realizing that this isn't just like this is very clearly he is being questioned. Okay. It's 9,
Mhm.
which isn't the worst thing.
Leander, as you compose yourself, you know you can do this. You also hear a thud, and you see Araxi coming home, carrying something that suspiciously has the shape of a human body.
Okay.
Something is going to happen there if you don't upgrade your roll to a clean success.
Leander
that's
just like
fine. That's fine. I've marked a mask. I have marked the
I
mask.
mean, you can get out of this. It's just going to mean Araxi has to kind of roll
Yeah.
for something.
Yeah, no, I have, at the moment, I feel rather shockingly protective of Araxi at the moment. I would
Okay.
like to maintain access to Araxi at the moment, so I've marked a mask. So it's a full success now.
Mhm.
The
I make the
mask I have
decision to go back to the back door when I see Leander talking to someone. I'm like, I could just go in the front door, but I feel like Leander might be upset about
You-
that.
Yeah, Leander,
clocked
actually, how do you explain this and how do you signal Araxi while doing that? Yeah.
Leander, I think so. I think the way that we're standing, I think the inspector's back is to Araxi, and I think Leander clocks it and very casually composes himself, takes a moment to look directly, like Araxi sees Leander look directly at her and just tilts his head a little bit, scratches, and like stretches to like point the other direction, and then turns back to the inspector and says, "Inspector, I thought, had a good conversation the last time, but you continue to question my loyalties. And I have to say, while I understand your job is to assess situations and concerns, I can assure you I am not a concern that you have to worry about. I have nothing but loyalty to the crown left in my life. This is everything. And I have to say that again, if you have ideas of other reputable hunters that we could receive assistance from, please do send a letter. We are concerned that there may be coordinated efforts to keep us unable to tackle situations as quickly as we would like. And perhaps that aspect may be under your purview.
As a GM, I would like to say thank you for putting more problems in your future. Very well.
I want him to get killed so bad. Anyway.
That's going to be an
Do it
option
yourself,
for that at some
coward.
point. Yeah. Very well, Dr. Prescott.
Yes.
You have,
Oh,
of
if you
course,
would.
risen to esteem in England as a doctor and as a member of Hargrave House. And I recognize how thankful you must be for all the crown has done for you. However, I must warn you that you and other members of Hargrave House have been seen consorting with people we have under investigation. But,
Consorting or questioning, Inspector?
well, it would appear questioning. But anyway,
That
as
not
for your
my
request
job?
for other hunters, I do not believe that falls under the purview of Scotland Yard. However,
I would agree.
yes, I believe the church might be all too happy to help you.
And we have been in
Perhaps,
talks.
yes, I will gladly take it upon myself to liaise with them further on your behalf, of course. I think you shall expect news about that shortly. And he turns and leaves.
Have a good night, Inspector.
You too, Doctor. He turns and you see, as he turns and walks away, he signals somebody somewhere. There were other officers of Scotland Yard waiting here.
Uh-huh.
And we see, as this night ends, Araxi dragging another body inside. A body that has a stake in his heart. Anyway.
Yeah. That's in our basement? Do we have a basement?
Yeah.
I'm in,
As-
my office is my room is the bait. Yes, my room
So
is.
it's in your. It's probably on like if you have a medical slab that Araxi knows about.
I of course do.
I've
You
put it on
brought him
there.
home?
As dawn breaks, first upkeep phase. Is there anything before we start the day and possibly figure out what to do with that body? Hi, Pippin.
Luna's really loving
Any-
it today, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Any masks that you would like to resolve?
Oh,
Yeah, you can push these until dusk or something, but yeah, if you have them now.
Ren, you can go first.
I believe this one is about my initiation into the coven. We were in Ireland, attending my cousin's funeral, unfortunately. He'd been battling an aggressive illness for a year and a half at that point and had just recently succumbed. He was so thin and pale at that point. It hardly looked like him at all. And Isabel, Hestia, whatever she wants to call herself at this point, was so calm, even excited to see me there. She said she couldn't wait to introduce me to her sisters. I don't remember much about that night, other than being submerged head to toe in what I later learned was my cousin's blood. They called it my baptism, and they called me Astoria from then on, for the fuchsia Astoria flower.
And
Mm.
the end. Yeah.
Mine is narrate a flashback to when your liege decided you were not worthy. It was the moon full, and I thought we were just going to have a nice dinner. However, there had been an issue that day with putting to bed a particular threat that had come across to darken our door, and unfortunately, Lady Adelaide was injured before I was able to finish the work. And instead, there was an argument, and she looked at me in a way that I don't believe she ever had before. And with coldness in her voice, perhaps you don't deserve to be here. Perhaps you should go back to being Dr. Adisa. Maybe Prescott doesn't fit you, Femi. I looked at her and snarled. Those names weren't supposed to come out of her mouth. And I took a few steps towards her, ready to plead my case or fight for my worthiness, and stopped as her hand just flew up. You might be one of the biggest disappointments in my life, Leander. Perhaps I'll leave. You can go find whatever life you like. Panic rose in my veins. I gave everything for this. It is this promise, our relationship is everything I have left. You can't leave me here. You promised me something. And she just smiled. And she turned and she walked up to the bedroom. I decided to go out. Perhaps to find her a snack.
Ash, you've been building up a community of Fae here. This night, what do you dream of?
I dream of my cat clawing at my arm.
All right.
Tonight I dream of something that I have not dreamed of in a very long time. I dream of being back home. My original home, not my current home. I dream of vibrant greens, that thrum of magic in the air, and a sense of belonging that I haven't felt since then. That seems to be starting to kind of creep back in on the edges of my consciousness now that I have hashtag Bay support group.
Okay, now I feel a little bad because we have the dream thread, so I have to ruin this. Anyway,
Of course, yes.
yeah. You are back home. You are greeted by other Fae. They surround you, and your vision begins to blur a little bit. you can't fully make out their bodies anymore. You can only really focus on their faces as they approach you, smiling. But their smiles grow wider and wider until they look frozen like masks, ridiculing you. You
high
feel.
school.
Damn, okay. You no longer feel like you belong here. Perhaps you belonged in this environment, but these people at this point make it very clear to you that you do not belong to them. And in your dream, you look down and you see that while everything else here may be so very colorful, you yourself are entirely gray. Would you like to wake up or try and find a clue here?
I want to try and find a clue here.
Okay.
I can be traumatized later.
Yeah. You can roll with sensitivity or composure, I think.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go with sensitivity. That's certainly better than composure by a significantly
Yeah.
long shot. So what's the worst that can happen, right? As I kind of like focus my vibe checks.
Mhm.
And I roll a 13 because I'm fucking awesome.
You're a 13. Okay.
6 and a 5 plus 2.
Yeah. How do you take control of your own dream here then?
I think a lot of it is that I already have a modicum of control over my dreams. I specialize in dreams, I specialize in sleep. Um, and I think that's kind of what it comes down to. The person whose dream it is, we're going by Inception rules. The person whose dream it is shapes the world. All an intruder can do um, is, you know, sorry, reverse Inception rules. I shape the world, the intruder populates it. I turn myself not gray. I look at myself, I dig deep into that very buried sense of I do belong here. I am choosing to belong here. Um, and I wipe the masks.
Hmm. Norlani is, I assume, also asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever you're dreaming of, at some point, you find yourself drawn somewhere else towards a radiant presence in your dream. And all of a sudden, you're standing in a clearing you don't recognize next to Ash.
Oh. Hello. Am I in your dream or are you in my dream?
Interesting. I wasn't expecting you.
Were you expecting someone else?
Well, I suppose out of everyone, it would be you. Considering the alternatives are ghost, vampire question mark, and scalpel murderer. Um, I wonder why you.
Where are we? And she's gonna turn around in like a full circle to look around.
We are. The easiest way to put it is a lucid dream, you might call it. not quite a dream. We are treading very lightly on the veil between this world and the next. What were you dreaming of before you came?
I was, I think, reliving a memory. Some time abroad. This is much nicer.
Oh, it wasn't a few moments ago. Someone is playing with our dreams, I think.
That
Maybe
would
that's
make
why you're
sense.
here.
Oh,
You have connection to the mystical, yes?
yes.
Maybe you
On
can
that
help
note,
me.
by the way, yeah. Jen, you said Ash wipes away the masks.
Yes, I essentially turned the masks blank.
Hmm.
I am now
Now,
Ko the
Lani,
face stealer.
yeah. In your own dream, you experienced something pretty similar. So, as for the clue that Ash found, what do you see in these now blank faces that reminds you of your own dream? What is the similarity between the two? Connection.
Sorry, that was a question for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they just suspended in the air?
That kind of depends on Jen at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. So she'll reach up and touch one of them and feel that weird kind of fleshy texture to the mask and go, "Oh, this
Mhm.
is like the mask I woke up with, except it doesn't look like my sister. It looks blank, but it has an awful texture."
Okay, but that's already a clue we had. So I'm gonna say there's something else you notice.
I'm gonna turn it around and see if there's probably a symbol on the inside of some kind, something to mark
Hmm.
the magical signature.
Sure. You turn it around and you see something that is, well, you just noted that the texture is so awful. So the symbol kind of doesn't hold shape perfectly. It kind of just changes a little bit. But it seems to be something that could either be, depending on how full it appears, it could be rippling water or a bird taking flight. When it's full, it looks like a ripple. When it's not, it looks maybe like some very strange depiction of wings to you.
Oh. Just turning it. Do you see that? What is it? This is like one of those ink blot tests, and I hate those. But what does this look like to you?
It looks a bit
Jen,
like
you said we operate on intruder populates the dream.
yes. Yes.
Okay.
Reverse inception
Olani,
rules.
yeah, all of a sudden, the now faceless and also maskless shape before you grasps at you, taking hold of your wrist and draws you in.
Oh.
If you would like to keep your face, I would ask you to. I think the dream still happens at night, technically, so roll a night move.
You better win
What
the
a
face off,
fucking way to
otherwise,
phrase
face off.
that.
You're in a dream, so I think whatever you roll, it's going to be sensitivity for you.
Okay. That's my
it's-
highest stat, so
Yeah,
please,
yeah.
for the love of
believe in
God.
you.
Uh, 9.
Well, I will say you will keep your face,
Thank God.
but somebody else will take just enough of it to appear like you in the future.
Oh, horrifying.
Unless, of course, you want to put on a mask and upgrade that result.
It's incredibly ironic, just so we're clear.
Yeah,
God
yeah.
damn it, you got it. You got it.
I'm gonna mark a mask of the future because that's actually kind of that's kind of spooky.
Really cool. That's really thematic and excellent.
All right. In that case, Noelani disappears, and Ash, you wake up.
I immediately go to get Nolani. Just pound, pound, like just
I
knock
do
on
owe
her
you a
door.
mastermind clue, but I'm writing that down and giving it to you
That's
later.
fine. Yeah.
Okay. You wake up, Noelani, and that's, I think, where we start day scenes.
It's like 7 in the
Yes.
morning. I'm just like, Nolani.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm awake. I think. Am I
Yeah,
awake?
Yes, we're awake. Come out. Let me look at you.
Throws open the door.
Like, not like come out as it, like I know you're kind of gay, but like come out here.
Kind of.
Okay, I know you're very gay. Let me see you. And I'm going to just like take a look at her, make sure she's okay in one piece, make sure she's got all of her the various face features and holes. Look, you got that, you got that, you got there, you got there. There's a lot of stuff going on in there. Okay. Was that you in my dream?
With the fleshy masks and the weird.
You could not have phrased that
symbol?
worse. Yes.
Well, I have
Here,
one.
come help me wake up the others. If our sleep isn't safe, they need to know.
Oh, this is not the first time this has happened. Leander has already had a nightmare as well. I don't know if Araxi's had a nightmare.
I kind of look at you, and then I turn and pound on Araxi's door.
Where are Araxi and Leander? Are they already awake, or?
I imagine that I brought, this corpse with me downstairs to Leander's room, and I just waited for Leander.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I assume we are downstairs standing over a vampire.
Discussing our options.
Mm-hmm. Now, Araxi, you know, of course, that usually a good steak would take care of a vampire. So if you drive this steak just a little further, fully through the heart, you can destroy this vampire. But of course, Leander is also aware of that. That's just what I want you to keep in mind here.
Why bring him here?
This used to be a hunter who
Caught in your
suffered.
future, then.
He concealed his condition for
Mm.
over a year, which
Huh.
I'm not saying is impossible, but it's quite difficult when you can't go out in the day. People are bound to notice that. And there are some texts that I found that suggest that he may have information
Hmm.
that could help me.
Well, people are not as perceptive as you'd think, and um, well, I was doing a bit of reading and research on your behalf, and it's possible that there's a half state between pure mortality and vampiricism. They're called Dampiers. It's possible that he wasn't fully turned.
Vampires aren't. They're they're in like the margins of text. No one's actually seen one.
Yes. Well, if that was a possibility, would you want that? Or are you still set on the being cured thing? Or would you want to turn fully and be immortal?
If I turn into a vampire, I'm going to kill myself, Leander. We've already
Why would you
discussed
do
that.
that? I still don't understand why you would do that.
Because I
A
would rather
waste.
die than live as some kind of soulless monster. It's not that complicated.
Vampires are not soulless.
We disagree on that.
Apparently we do. But my question, so clearly not the full immortality option. Other than that, half option, is that intriguing to you or no?
We're not supposed to. I'm a hunter. I'm from a long, long line of people who kill things that go bump in the night. I'm not supposed to become one of them. I
Yet here you are in a house with a Fae Club upstairs.
I
So,
try not to think about it, honestly.
well, Araxia, I'm trying to gauge your interest, and I am obviously, as things go, not everything is guaranteed. But what I'm hearing from you is that you would prefer to be a normal mortal again, if we can achieve such a thing.
If my choices are a death or a half life, I don't know. Is it better to try to help people? Is it better to avoid any risk of causing harm? I don't know.
Being alive is a risk of causing harm, human or not.
Anyway, do you think we should question him? And I gesture towards the like dead body on your table right now.
Why not? It seems you
I th-
want to ask questions.
I think at this point, Ash and Nolani have figured out where you are and walk in, or at least are at the door, leaving that up to them.
Nah,
The door
I don't
would
wanna
be
go
locked.
there.
Ah,
Oh,
okay, right,
The
yeah.
door would be locked.
knocking
Um,
aggressively.
Yeah, aggressive knocking.
We don't know where Araxi is.
Do you want them to see this or no?
Want? No, but I think we should talk about it as a group.
All right, well, one moment. We should at least tie him to the chair if we're going to wake him up. He's
Yeah.
likely to be at minimum hungry.
I'll get to doing that, and I'm gonna go. I'm sure there's rope or restraints around here in this room.
There are several different kinds. There are both medical restraints and there is rope.
I'm just going around securing this body to the table.
Leander goes to the door and unlocks it. You hear two locks click and then cracks the door open but doesn't let you in. Good morning. How are you both?
Have any funny dreams lately, Araxi?
Haven't been sleeping much. Don't remember any dreams.
Why?
Because Noelani and I just had a shared one, and she
Oh,
tells
did you
me
die
that
again?
you. What?
I didn't die, but something did try to eat me.
Oh, that tracks, yes. Um, I was killed in my sleep and woke up rather strangled actually the other day.
Hmm. You were. Hmm. All right. Did you happen to notice anything strange about that dream aside from the whole dying thing?
Yes, it was all wrong.
I, is there anything specific that was wrong aside from dying?
All of it. It was and it started out normal evening walk, and then my um scenery was wrong, the situation was wrong, the behavior of my companion was wrong, and then I died, or at
No
least started
masks or
to, and then
anything?
I woke up. Wiz, were there masks in mine? I don't think there were.
Not necessarily masks, no. Just
No,
judging faces.
no, there was a crowd of people, which also, again, wrong and would never have happened. So, but no masks, no. Leander looks behind him and to see if Araxi is done. And then seeing that the person is firmly secured, goes ahead and like opens the door the rest of the way and says, "You can come in now."
What the fuck is that?
Araxi had a project.
This is a
Raj.
former hunter, Sir Price. He was bitten by a vampire and continued in service of Hargrave House for about a year after the affliction.
Apparently, the hunters of Hargrave House, we have a slew of them who are supposed to be dead who are in fact not. Lately.
Somewhere,
Then.
Eliska is telling the cats a very unflattering story about Leander right now.
He snores something awful, like just.
Yeah.
Absolute icon, honestly.
So you got him home.
Yeah. I am debating questioning him. I'd rather do it in a controlled environment than alone.
The door closes behind both of you and locks again.
Oh!
Leander doesn't include himself in the alone.
What do we suspect of him?
He's been dead a long time. He's, if not a vampire, at least afflicted in some regard with the curse. And based on what Leander has told me, he might have a solution.
If he had a solution, don't you think he would have used it on himself?
I think that it's possible he solved his issue in the immediacy, but the people he was with disagreed.
So, shall we wake him?
Me as well.
Can I, before we do that, I'll position it so that, like, Nolani and Ash are behind, Araxi and Leander. Like, I don't want them being, like, right there,
Leander's gonna pull out the steak.
Look, to be fair, the biggest threat to me where vampires are concerned seems to be Noelani, so it's fine.
Well, actually,
Ow!
With all the love in the world.
I was gonna take out the knife, but then I thought better of it.
I mean,
Le-
Tell
Noelani
me
is.
I'm wrong.
We'll get to some. We'll see about this.
Mhm.
So there is this vampire, Sir Richard Price. Oh no, Surprise. I don't
Surprise.
think I called him Richard. It was Surprise.
Oh.
He is motionless at this point, eyes closed. He's wearing clothing that seems horrendously out of date. Of course, more like Tudor era, including the classic hose and cod piece and all of that. The ruffled shirt, all of it. He would have been quite well dressed for the time, but at this point, like, looks a bit ridiculous, almost. Although the stake through his heart gives him a certain air of gravitas, of course. His eyes are closed. You pull out the stake, and with a gasp, he wakes up, eyes darting around the room. And what do you say?
Hello, Surprise.
Are you a vampire?
Araxi. Jesus.
Little on the nose, but
Before anything else, I am Sir Price of Hargrave House, where I seem to have been returned after I was betrayed by my fellow hunters.
Ah, see? See, I told you. And Surprise, this may seem improper, but we were having a debate. Do you consider yourself to have a soul?
Good sir, do you consider yourself to have a heart?
No. However, that's not our concern. Our friend here
Well,
has been is concerned about their life moving forward. They've been bitten. So we had questions for you. Which is why I asked such a
on the topic of
callous question.
souls, I assure you, you most likely do have a heart, yet you do not feel it pumping blood at this moment. You have bones, yet you do not feel them holding your body together at this moment. And I most certainly have a soul. But I could not tell you that I feel it or know where it is at the moment.
See, Araxi, I told you. Souls, they have them.
Raxi this whole time has looked incredibly displeased and does not change expression whatsoever. So you're a vampire.
Yes, in a sense, I suppose I am, yet I halted the progress at about the stage that I would say you are at. I staved off the worst of the affliction for many years. Of course, I still do need blood, and if you could spare some of it for me right now.
Before we do that,
Preferably. He looks at Ash. This one. They smell as of ambrosia flowing
I
through
showered
their
last night.
veins.
calm down.
What is a shower?
Fuck. Fuck. Before you get any before you get any blood, we have some questions, and then if what you say is true, we can work out something. Possibly. Is that a deal?
I must say, I find it very hard to focus my thoughts, especially with this vivid aroma in the air here. Just a quick reminder that Ash has the permanent condition most beloved.
Yep.
Yeah. This is always just
Mm.
going to happen now.
Leander's gonna go over to his doctor's bag and pull out a couple of several vials, and is going to say, "No, but I have the next best thing." Holds up vials of blood and says, "Oh, so do you want this or nothing?"
I suppose, perhaps, but hmm,
How did you slow the process
is there
down?
certainly no way. Somebody needs to
I'll
roll a day
roll.
move here.
I'll
Yeah.
roll, because I'm trying to get information.
But just to kind of get him to focus without being obsessed
Mhm.
over Ash's blood
I
forever.
feel about presence.
Yeah.
It's not the best. It is a 9.
Hmm. So, with a 9, I would say whatever you're about to say. I mean, it's a day move. It's not going to have a terrible consequence, but you need to make a promise to him. And it needs to be one that Araxi feels like shit about, probably.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what it's gonna be. If you help me stave off this curse the way that it's staved off from you, I will promise that you will not be staked by my hand.
See, he's a bit out of, so I'm just gonna accept that. I'm wondering if Araxi plans to just have somebody else do it, but he is a bit too
I'm keeping
incapable.
my options open
Yeah.
right now.
He's gonna just breeze past that because he's a bit distracted and has been in a crypt for the past 200 years or something. So very well. Ask your questions, Huntress.
How did you stave off the process?
We're going to cut away here.
Yeah.
Because I think exact details need to be left up to you when you actually theorize. But he does tell you a lot.
Above the table, should I add, because we already have a clue that just is Sir Price, should I just leave it there?
Yeah, you only get a clue. This was more like you also now just have a vampire. He might become a recurring character when this is over. We don't know.
Ash has the Fae Club, Araxi's about to have a Dampier buddy, like, it's fine. It's fine.
A Dampier buddy that, as Ren has very helpfully said, wants to make a juice pouch out of me.
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Just so we're all clear.
Well, after this slightly unpleasant experience, where do we see Ash next?
Hmm. Honestly, I think so we've got a whole bunch of things going on. We've got our tendrily plant shit. We've got this new dream threat. We've got Araxi existing. Um, I think Ash would likely turn to Fae Club to see if they have any insight on any kind of entities that can manipulate and influence dreams.
Hmm.
Aside from obviously me.
Yeah. Where is your fake club meeting in London today then?
Tea house.
Right.
We're going to get
So
tea together.
for the
And I'm
viewership,
bringing
you have
Noelani with me,
yeah.
because Noelani has experienced some weird dream shit.
Yeah, for the viewers, Ash has a custom move now. It is called well, it's a fake club. I don't think it has a name yet, but Ash has gathered a group of Fae, and once a day Faes, they can go on a little outing in London, and Ash can get some benefits. The benefits are you can pick two. One of the Fae finds a clue for you. One of the Fae gifts you a physical item. You can clear a condition. You can meet a side character and possibly beguile them afterwards. And you can avoid negative attention. You can pick two of them.
So my first question is, we talked about the whole kicked in the face thing. Did that go away?
Uh, I mean, that happened a week ago. I
I'm
think at
fine
this
either
point,
way. I know we kind of like talked about it like a little bit, but I don't remember if we came down another side there.
yeah, I think you can clear it. I mean,
Cool,
you just
okay.
ran around with that for a full week, so
Look, I was just ugly for a while. I think I'm going to take. I would like a clue and an item.
so you kind of cut out for a millisecond when you said. I think you said you were in a tea house, or
Yes. We're going for some
so.
tea.
Mm-hmm. You're in this tea house. It's well, you describe it actually.
I think it's one of those very cozy style tea houses with like cushioned seats where you can just sit in the window and chat like a fucking book club. Um and we're all pretty much just it I think it looks like a book club, like we all bring books, so we can not look like a bunch of weird fae discussing fae shit. And instead we look like we're discussing fucking Midsummer Night's Dream or something. So I do think we have like books as kind of like a cover, to be not really trying, guess. I think the color scheme is very autumn. So kind of like fall colors like oranges, reds, yellows, earthy colors. Um, and I think this place specializes in chai.
Sure. So we have gathered here Ash, Nolani, Miss Hazel Beaumont, the seamstress. We have Cass, a Selkie, and Saria, a river nymph, all gathered together.
And I think without lingering too long on an extended description of what we already know just happened, Ash will update everyone on the dream that they shared with Noelani. and just I don't
The
know if this is
seamstress.
something that is
Yeah.
targeting just us or targeting anyone that we work with, but any information would be helpful.
The seamstress just looks down and I cannot say that I have been the target yet. I do believe there are many of us that would like to appear in your dreams, of course, but I have made no such experiences yet. Yeah.
No, not really. I've just been sleeping. Well, sleeping and swimming, mostly, lately at least.
Now, is that sleeping while you're swimming or sleeping and then swimming and then sleeping again? Is it like an otter where you just
Well,
hold hands and you float down the river?
all of them. I mean, occasionally I find interesting things in the river.
Like what? We had some wet god talismans about a week and a half back.
Okay. I more meant, the occasional uh dropped necklace, shiny things, occasionally a body.
There's a lot of bodies in the river, actually. That's pretty common. Sometimes
Any
they have stuff
bodies
in
with
their pockets.
odd growth on them by chance? Or possibly bite marks? Or maybe dream vibes?
Oh, I'll be honest, I don't pay a lot of attention to the bodies. They're kind of boring unless they have something pretty on them.
Anything interesting recently?
I mean, you know, sometimes people play with things they don't understand, and, well, then I watch the bodies get made. But I don't think that has to do with your dreams. That's very much physical.
Right. Do you think that the dream could become physical?
Of course. It could be something that wants to be here, right? There's not just the place we come from. There's other places, other things. My book is upside down.
I'm just picturing just like Ash, just like
Oh, thank you.
Hmm.
well, do keep an eye out in your dreams. I don't know what is going on, but if it is affecting myself and my more human compatriots, it is clearly not. Again, I don't know if this is based on Hargrave House or associates of mine or associates of someone else, but just be wary.
Yes.
If you appear in my dreams, I will let you know.
Yes. If I see you, I'll let you know very quickly.
So above table, whoever gives Ash the item gets to describe it, and whoever gives Ash the clue also gets to describe it.
Do you have a preference, Lamia?
You get to pick.
Um, I'll go with clue. We'll say that one of the we'll say Cass, the Selkie, tells you that some creatures start by infecting dreams to try to get into like your physical space.
All right.
And Saria thinks for a moment and then hands you a very pretty like woven from grasses and seaweeds and things with bits of like gold rings and glass and necklaces and jewelry, and says, "Perhaps this will help. It's a dream catcher. I made it myself."
That is sweet. Thank you. And I will very carefully take it, making sure not to disturb or break anything because, again, clearly handmade. And I will very carefully tuck it into my breast pocket, I suppose.
If you tuck it under your pillow, it may help. In case you
Thank
need to
you.
get out of a dream.
I will
Oh,
be
I do
sure to do
wonder,
that.
Miss Beaumont, Hazel, the seamstress. I do wonder if this being is truly trying to manifest itself in your dreams. Is it from your dreams, or is it trying to draw you somewhere else or travel from somewhere else?
Is it using me as a bridge, or is it using them as a bridge?
Right.
One way to find out. Take a bunch of naps.
I do almost hope that it appears in my dreams as well. I do miss the attention since you took my suitors away from me, although I understand, of course, why you did it. Where are Araxi and Leander right now?
We don't have to go into detail about it necessarily right now, but I think Araxi is preparing for tonight, which is when she will attempt this anti-vampiricism ritual.
Leander's gonna go try to find out more about this situation in the with the disappearances and the sap.
All right, yeah. Yeah, Sap mystery kind of wasn't as relevant in last session as Araxi's entire situation. So you do have a few leads, though. You have heard about the Blackthorn Brewery. You know that this is where the person that was targeted works. Mary Gorse, who was nearly abducted.
Yeah. Yep, I'm gonna head there.
All right. Nobody with Leander at this point, I think, because everybody else is otherwise, yeah, busy.
So go find them, sure.
Mm-hmm. You go to the Blackthorn Brewery. I need to take a quick look at something on your character sheet. Namely, what masks you have marked. Oh, no, you're fine. You haven't marked any masks of the future yet?
No.
All right, okay. So.
Uh-oh. Why?
Well, that's
I don't know.
menacing.
Something might be going on at the brewery. You enter the brewery. People just look at you and let you through, considering, I mean, you look very official. You carry a doctor's bag. You look like you probably have business here.
Mhm.
You go in. It smells very sweet and almost biscuity in here. You see a lot of crates being moved around. You also see paint just peeling at the walls. There are a few stains here and there. Nobody's really taking care of this. This is not something that gets shown to visitors a lot. What about this brewery and the street you're in? Just kind of makes you feel like somebody here is watching your steps.
I think it's there's paint peeling and all these things, but it's a big building, and where paint is peeling and there are stains and things, there are little holes and spaces and random nooks. And so it feels like the kind of place where workers can be watched, which means anyone entering here can be watched.
Yes. And also you notice that the shadows here seem perhaps a little deeper than they should be.
Okay.
But be that as it may, you are approached by a man with his finest salesman smile. He has thick, deep black hair, including very luxurious sideburns. And he comes up to you and just extends a hand. Well, hello, my good fellow, Patrick Blackthorn.
Ah, Mr. Blackthorn. Hello, how are you? How are you doing? How is business?
Oh, business, of course, is marvelous as always. We do, after all, make perhaps the finest beer in London. We had, of course, well, an issue with one of our workers getting attacked lately.
Yes, I had heard about that, and I wanted, well, perhaps a twofold visit. I was hoping to actually talk with Miss Gorch and perhaps also place an order.
Oh, wonderful. Well, just looks at your doctor's bag. Why don't I show you where Miss Gorse is working, and I'll get the papers ready for just a moment later while you pay your visit to her.
Perfect. Thank you so much, sir.
You are shown to a kind of quiet corner of the brewery where you see Mary Gorse, red hair, kind of shaking hands, wearing very dull and drab clothing that has been patched multiple times. Going through bottles and just gluing labels on them.
Miss Gorch, might I have a word with you?
Oh, yes, of course. So, has the city sent someone, or?
Yeah, well, you I'm to understand that you were in fact attacked, and sometimes it's difficult for people to find the help and follow up with medical attention. Just would it be all right if we talked?
She just looks around. Yes, but I mean, please keep your voice down. This is all a bit almost embarrassing at this point, but
Would you like to go? Is there somewhere private we could go?
not for the next 11 hours. No, I mean, I have to work, of course.
Um, if I could secure you just a short break, would that be amenable, or would you prefer to talk here? I don't want to make you uncomfortable.
If you can, that would be wonderful, but I mean,
All right, give
Mr.
me a
Blackthorn
moment.
is. Oh, all right.
I'm gonna go to Mr. Blackthorn.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Blackthorn, might I request something obscure, and you can put the extra fee on my tab? Might I secure a break for a moment for Miss Gorch in order to ensure her health and safety, given what has happened?
Well, I assure you, she is in perfect working condition and perfect condition otherwise as well, of course.
Yes, it's
Could
just,
you
these
roll?
things happen. Yeah.
This is a
The-
presence roll, I'm
I
afraid.
know, and it's so bad. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can do this. But is there some? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna let's see if I can use anything.
I would almost allow the doctor's bag.
I-
if-
Okay,
Yeah,
I'd like to I'd like to use just for the pure, like, I am here, I have my bag. I would like to add I think it adds what's it add, a 1? Or an advantage?
no, it just gives you advantage.
Advantage. Okay. Yeah. So I want to use that. All right. Please, dice. Please. Yee! Thank God. It's a 12 minus 1.
Oh no!
I have a
Okay,
minus
well.
1. So it's an 11.
Look, we'll take it. We'll fucking take it.
The advantage mattered because the other one was a 2.
Oh, okay.
You had
All right.
approximately like a 1 in like 12 chance, right, of getting a good outcome. We're good. We'll take it.
So yeah, it's an 11.
Well, I suppose if it is your professional opinion that Miss Gorse's well-being, as it were, depends on it.
Of course.
Why not? I'm feeling generous enough. I will also not add the tuppence to your tab.
Oh, I couldn't ask that of you. I don't want to interfere with your business. Please add it.
All right. What would you say is a break that would be sufficient for her? Then 15 minutes, I suppose.
If possible, I'd like to do an exam. Can we? I shall return her in half an hour.
Well, if you say that's necessary.
Yes, and as I said, I'll pay for it.
All right. And Mary Gorse experiences the unprecedented pleasure of a half-hour break in her 13-hour workday. We will also go on a short break of 10 minutes, and then we'll be right back. See you then. Okay. We return.
This thing that we've decided to just do.
Hi, welcome back, everybody. Yeah, we've wiggled our heads and we have introduced the concept of breaks to the Blackthorn Brewery. Uh, wonderful. Mary Gorse takes Leander to her apartment. Well, it's about like it's on the same street.
Yes.
It still smells almost exactly like in the brewery itself. It's a tiny 2-room ground floor apartment.
Mhm.
And you see, well, you see all the signs of poverty, mold, furniture that seems to have come from all kinds of different sources.
Mm. Yes.
Smells of not entirely proper sanitation mixing themselves with the smells of the brewery. But you also see what look to be like charcoal drawings of very wild, vivid natural landscapes.
Hmm.
Well, it's not much, but here we are. You can tell
Yes.
she's trying to carry herself with dignity as she says that. She expects that you live
You-
in much better conditions as a doctor.
You keep a lovely home. Your art is quite good, actually. So how have you been feeling the last couple of days? I noticed, your hands, they were shaking. Is that new or standard fare?
Yes. Well, I do sit in the brewery for hours each day and
Yes.
always doing the same thing. Sometimes, of course, my hands do begin shaking, but ever since that day, they cannot really stop, it seems,
Mm.
unless I am drawing.
Ah, yes. All right. So, anything else you've noticed that has gotten more pronounced or that's new since the other day?
Well, this is where I would like you to roll for investigation. Yeah.
Yep. Can I argue that I am doing doctor's exam things and thus it is reason?
Yes. I mean, you don't need to roll with presence here, because she's happy to give you any information. Yeah, yeah, I think reason makes sense.
Okay. You sound so sad.
Mm,
That's
yeah.
not as good as it could have been
No,
by
okay.
any means. 9.
Okay. Yeah. This is an information move. I mean, there's something wrong with the clue, is what that usually means. And in that case, that means there's something wrong with Mary.
Okay.
She tells you, well, I have just felt this urge to draw places I've never been. And, well, when I was nearly abducted, I mean, Michael couldn't take me away. That priest got him before that, but he did scratch me, and that wound, it looked a bit strange, like festering, but green. And
Might I see it?
oh, it's healed by now. She presents her arm, and she's thin, malnourished kind of thin. So you can see her veins, which look a little greener than they should perhaps be. And it's strange. I feel like it's not what you think, trust me, but I do feel like there's something growing inside me.
All right. Would you object if I drew a bit of blood?
Of course, you can. Always. I'm not
Alright.
squeamish about that.
Well, I find it is always proper to ask. Not everybody is um as all right as you are. So kudos to yourself. And gonna draw her blood.
Mm. You do, in fact, draw blood. But it's not entirely blood.
Uh-huh.
It is. It looks discolored. And looks like there are streaks of something else in there. Something that you, of course, understand is some kind of sap.
Mary, I need you to make me a promise. If you start to feel any stranger, you'll come call on me. I'm gonna leave her my card.
Is there something I should be worried about then?
Well, you see, there was
This is, by the way, the complication with the clue. You need to get Mary to trust you fully.
Mary, if there's something to be concerned about, would you like me to tell you, or would you like me to not tell you until you need to know? I don't want to make your workday harder.
Doctor. She just looks around. I can't stop drawing things I've never seen in my life. I was nearly abducted and I do not know what Michael would have done to me,
Yes.
but it
All right.
can't have been good. So just tell me.
All right. There was something strange with this Michael. His blood stopped being blood after he was deceased, and your blood is showing signs of a similar intermixing. It's not at the extent of what I saw upon my examinations. However, I am concerned that that scratch may have infected you. There have been, from my understanding, others who have gone missing and also displayed elements of, well, with a failure of a better way to put it, plant life. And so I'm not sure what is going on. However, you're correct. You were attacked. We don't know what would have happened. And I would like to keep you as safe as possible, with the understanding that we all have things we have to do in life. So I do hope that you will tell me, and if I could, might I have one of your drawings? I have colleagues who might be able to identify where you are drawing. Then I can come back, answer your questions better than I can today.
I suppose I feel strange, honestly, giving one away. I would like you to roll presents. But you can't do it with advantage. You
No!
can't do it with advantage because you have helped her get a break.
Oh God. Okay.
I despair when anybody except for me has to roll presents.
Yeah. Elliot leveled presents before this session, and we're like, okay, now everybody can kind of roll that, except Leander. And
Who
what is
keeps
Leander
rolling
doing?
it?
Leander keeps rolling.
Consider just roll. Oh, please tell me you rolled Snake
Oh.
Eyes.
Not quite, but it might as well be. For those who would like to know, I have 3 dice because I had advantage, and I got a 2, and a 2.
No.
-1. So it's 3.
Oh,
In the chat.
Narratively, Mary Gauss will do one of the following two things for you. She will give you a painting or drawing, or she will come to you when she starts feeling worse. But which one?
Okay. Come to me when she starts feeling worse.
Then she just, are you sure you need this from me? And there's an element of she really doesn't want to part with it and would trust you less if you took it from her now.
I don't want to distress you, Mary. Leander takes a long look, kind of memorizing the scene. I will remember it, detail it to my colleagues. Just come to me if you start feeling worse. I won't take any of the paintings.
And we cut away from this scene. But where do we go? Where's Nolani?
I thought we were still at Fae Book Club.
Not anymore.
Oh.
Where's Nolani, and is Nolani with anybody else?
If Ash is going to do more Fae shit, Noelani's probably gone off on her own to see if there's anything she can help gather for turning Araxi back into a person.
Yeah, I think like flavor-wise, I think it would be a Fae Club like day thing for Ash, unless you asked specifically for them to come with you.
Nah, I'll leave you to your socializing. You need it.
Well,
Wait, hold the fuck up. What?
You need socialization with people that are more like you.
You need to just like let me out of my enclosure for enrichment or something.
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna be honest. I was thinking of like Chinese school when you're a kid, but it's like Fae school. I'm glad some people got that reference. I can explain that more later, but
uh-huh. You have kind of exhausted a lot of avenues for figuring things out about Araxi's condition, but perhaps a little ritual could help.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'll go home. I'll go home and I'll set up a ritual. I don't know what for yet. Because
God,
there's
don't
mean,
you
a
just have
bunch
a
of
ritual
vampire
or-
locked in the basement, by the way?
Yeah, I mean, with ritual, I meant like rites of salt and smoke, or also thinning of the veil. Whatever you want.
I think I'll go with the tarot cards instead because
Okay,
if I'm
yeah.
alone and I fuck it up, something else might try to eat me.
Yeah. I mean, at least you kept your face earlier, but
What a horrifying thing to say to me. Okay.
Why are you so
I
weird?
roll with sensitivity. And I took a Mask of the Future, which bumps my sensitivity 1, but decreased my reason by 2. So now I have a 3 to sensitivity. It's just a matter of choosing which fucking dice is not gonna screw me over. Okay. So it's a 10.
Hey. So, what kind of future are you trying to see?
I think I want to know more about the sap because we we did really poorly when Leander and I went out there.
What do you
Oh.
when you went out to where exactly? Like, oh, last
Oh,
session when
yeah.
you wrote. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I can ask what is about to happen, and on a 10 plus, I can ask why is it about to happen.
Mm-hmm. So something about the sap, you mean? um, well, you as you conclude your reading, you feel something almost rising from the ground. What is about to happen is, you know how plants propagate? And how sometimes when certain plants are left unchecked, you cannot possibly weed them out at any point anymore, because there's just a network of their roots all over. That is what's about to happen with the people who have seeds growing inside of them. And it is about to happen because somewhere, someone, I knew Jen was going to put that in chat. I just want to say I knew that. I knew Jen was going to go for the love to have seed in me. I was almost waiting for it. It's about to happen because somebody somewhere is feeding them, nurturing them.
Oh. Mm. I'm gonna take my cards and go try and find it. The closest people, so probably Araxi or Ash, or both.
Where would Nolani find Araxi at this point?
I am returning to Hargrave House with a bag full of miscellaneous ingredients, and I'm like, "Oh, Nilani, just the person I wanted to see. Actually, you look concerned."
That's not another body, is it?
No, this is to prevent me from turning into a body. Did we locked that door, right? He's still downstairs?
That is quite a question to ask when I've been home alone. Um, I don't. Let's
You
find
left
out.
him in Leander's room.
Yeah.
Okay. We locked the door. We left him some blood. We're good.
We left him a snack. He's fine. He has some
The AC is
enrichment.
on. His favorite music is playing. Yeah.
We've got a note that says he's fine. Don't disturb him.
We did not leave him a chew toy, just so we're clear.
No, no.
Your imminent vampirism aside, it seems like we are about to have another, I guess, bloom on our hands.
Is this about the people who are turning into plants or whatever that is? I've unfortunately been a little busy. I haven't been helping very much with that one.
You were getting blessed by inefficient nuns.
It's true, they weren't very good at their job.
Regardless, they don't turn into plants. It seems like they are being used as the feed themselves, and they are being cared for, and there are about to be more of them, I think.
That sounds bad. Okay. We should definitely stop that. Did you get any insight as to who is doing this or where they might be located?
Besides, well, I went for a stroll. We walk and talk. Come on.
Okay, I put like my bag down on the counter and then we're walking. Yep.
Yeah. Once Araxi is caught up, what do you decide to do about the entire situation?
Well, it sounds like tonight some of us should go find this person and stop them. Right? That feels
Theoretically,
important. Okay.
yeah, I could find out where they are potentially. I don't want to be mulch.
Neither do I. Great, we're on the same page.
Are you in fighting condition?
Yes, but I don't know for how much longer.
Okay. I actually kind of wonder if this would counteract your vampirism, or if I don't know.
Don't know if adding more strange things to my bloodstream fills me with joy, Nalani.
I'm not saying you should become a plant person too. I'm just saying that if they become if their blood becomes sap, it would technically stop the process.
Then I turn into like a tree. That's
A
more
flower.
Ash's
but-
thing. You know, the Fae, it's anyway, not the point.
Either way, I think we identify where the problem is, and then we figure out how to, I guess, weed it out.
Mm-hmm.
I almost want to cut away with speaking of problems, but anyway, where's Ash?
Well, okay. I think Ash, after having a nice long Fae support group meeting, probably buys some loose leaf tea to take home with them for their friends. Maybe Ash is the problem. And I think I kind of bust the door open as I always do, and just call out to whoever's home. I have tea.
None of us are home right now. There's like scratching in the basement and no one else is home.
But
Just like, okay then.
Jen, I don't think you selected you avoid negative attention.
I didn't.
So, who has followed you to Hargrave House and why? What negative attention did you attract?
I think maybe somebody who now this isn't meant to be like anything specific to the threat, but I think maybe someone who happened to also be in the dream that happened to recognize me from it and was like, who the fuck?
So you drew somebody else into the dream alongside Nolani.
I think so. I think so. I think there was just some in addition to the need to belong in that place, I also drew a little bit on my more human nature, and I probably brought in another human
Okay.
that
Yeah.
has now realized, passing me on the street, I saw this person last night. Why did I see this person last night?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about you, but I'd follow someone that I saw in a dream and was like, ah, shit, it's you. That
Yeah.
sounds really
And
creepy, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. We do see then Okay, it's another human. That kind of
It
wasn't
doesn't
my
have to be
plan.
a human. It can be
yeah.
something else.
Okay. Then you see very you see well, first you don't see them. You kind of smell the smell of flowers in the air. And as you realize that there are eyes on you, you turn around and somewhat in the distance is somebody dark skinned, somewhat just shining though in the sun. Their eyes fixed on you and changing colors all the time. They wear myriad of bells and beads in their hair and on their clothing. This is definitely another Fae. And
Just kind of tilt my head at them.
they seem almost a little scared to talk to you now, but realize it's too late. Have you come for me then?
If I would have thought you would have sought me out. Why would I have
Look,
come
I
for you?
knew my time here would be short. And then you, even in my dreams, you drew me back.
I didn't draw you back. I've never seen you before today.
What are you saying? You transported me back in my dreams into, well, our realm. I mean, I knew those wings are real. That isn't just part of the outfit. Don't lie to me. You and we are. I suppose you could say we don't belong here, although I would beg to differ.
You ran then. You ran away.
Of course I did. Otherwise, he wouldn't be. No, can you at least be honest with me? What are you planning to do with me? I mean, I have never heard of
Nothing.
this.
I don't know you. Let me ask you, are you running from something or to something? Because I don't know you.
You need to roll to convince them.
Okay. I feel like
that
it's
should be
just
presence, but
You talk such
yeah.
big game about your presence, Ash.
yeah.
Listen. Listen. What could possibly go wrong? I'm gonna roll it. We're gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
It's a 9.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take a 9.
All right. With a 9, I mean, you convince them.
However, comma.
However, yeah. They will seek your protection. And you will either have to turn them away and know that that will mean whoever is actually looking for them will find them soon. because they have been drawn close to you, and you are the flame that all
I am a
moths are
magnet.
drawn to. Yeah.
I'm a fucking danger magnet. Big
Or-
plus.
Or you give them refuge. They become part of your little Fae club. And something is going to seek them out.
Look, I am collecting Fae like state quarters.
Mhm.
This fucker is now part of my collection. I think there's a little bit of not empathy because I can't quite relate, but there is a genuine desire to help as I'm asking, like, are you running towards something or away from something?
Well, I am running from the court of my mother, of course. The Queen of Summer doesn't take very kindly to.
You are Summer.
Doesn't take very kindly to one of her children leaving, even if it's just for a short time. I was thinking maybe just 10 years or so.
How long has it been?
Well, honestly, it's only been. It can't have been longer than 7 at this point. And I've seen so much here that honestly, perhaps I would like to stay.
It's a
But you
fascinating
know,
place, isn't it?
yes, I mean, has Ash has Ash investigated the Sap mystery at all?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, now Ash is. Um, Yes. Did you know there's this seed market where I sometimes go and, well, sell as well as buy things? And I saw the funniest thing there. I saw a human, but no longer quite human. They too had become a plant, although I don't think they knew it yet. Did you know they can do that?
They can't. You say a human became a plant, but they didn't know it yet. If they didn't know, how did you? Was there an aura?
Oh, of course. I mean,
Was there pollen?
no pollen, but I don't know how to explain it to you.
You just knew.
Surely there are things that you see that I could not, in dreams perhaps. But yes, trust me, they were a plant, although I think part of something much bigger.
Were a plant or were being taken over by a plant? Were they still their own entity?
You make it sound so hostile. Don't you think being a plant could be nice sometimes?
Perhaps. But the humans don't see it that way. Humans prefer to keep
Well,
their flesh.
I suppose in a way it was. Yes, it might have been taken over. Well, I suppose you could even say that it would rob them of their freedom. I don't know. I tried to talk to them, but they were perhaps already too much of a plant.
Well, to be very honest with you, if you opened with, "Sir, are you aware that you are a plant?" That may not have gone so well. Um,
No, but I think they were. They just didn't respond anymore.
do you
Although,
have Do you have any connection with this kind of plant? I know spring and summer have the strongest connection to living growth.
Mm. You can roll for an information move here.
Let's roll for an information move.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what this would be. This feels more like luck than anything else.
Yeah, you can. I will say,
Sensitivity? I don't fucking know.
I will say, yeah, you can roll with sensitivity, and we will just say, yeah, this Fae that has introduced themselves to you does have a connection, and maybe you can too.
Cool. I will roll to connect. What can possibly go wrong, right?
A lot, honestly. That's so great about this. There's so much shit that can. Oh, fine. Okay.
6 and a 4 plus 2.
That's
Get fucked.
that's another mastermind clue for you. Okay, well,
One of us has to be rolling well today, so
Yeah,
like.
I feel like I am the opposite of what Lemmy has got going on. Or whatever the fuck's happening over there. Just like
well, why don't I just show you and um how can we do this? Honestly, it could just be
we clasp hands and meld
you clasp
minds.
hands, but you are also, I mean, for you, most of what you do is dream related.
Yeah. Maybe they promised to visit me in my dreams tonight.
Perhaps that, perhaps they also like, well, I have just the right thing for you. Just drink this, and you get a very thick, just greenish tincture.
Oh.
Green laudanum, yeah, no, you can mix it with your laudanum if you want. And when you do drink it, which I will assume you do at a later point.
Yeah. Not like right there on the street, but yes, I will likely do. Like once this person fucks off, I will likely drink it inside.
Yeah. And just talk a little bit more. So at the end of it, then, so I will come see you then. And you will not give my presence here away, right? I can trust
I will
you.
not. If you would like to be among more of your own, I cannot guarantee that none of them would know you, but we will be meeting.
Very well.
There are
And
more of us. Should you desire to be among your own?
it is my pleasure to make your acquaintance then. Lilac, by the way.
I was going to ask Ash. Yeah.
So as you return to Hargrave House, and that was that. As you return inside, drink this strange tincture, you become so very, very tired. You've already rolled, so there's no dream complication this time. Yeah.
Will say,
It's-
knowing that this thing will likely put me into a dream, I will like tape a note to my chest, being like, "In a dream, I'll come out of it eventually."
yeah.
Just in case someone comes in and is like, ah, shit, Ash is dead.
mhm. You are. What you're dreaming of is a street that you have never seen before, but, well, if you were to ask about it, that would be Brushfield Street, the place where the disappearances have mostly been located, or around that area. You see it change before your eyes. You see leaves grow in, not leaves, roots grow into the walls of buildings, slowly just going through them. So they look almost like veins, and slowly eroding the buildings. See leaves covering everything almost. You see people at first, but some of them, of course, you understand, are, well, no longer quite people. They are becoming at least plants. Gather in one specific place, just in the middle of the street. Nothing else is there. Even the overgrowth everywhere has not reached it. And they begin to dig there. And you realize they are making room for something enormous. Whether that is for one single plant or something else, you can't help but feel like this looks like a grave as well. You're not sure, but they're preparing something. And when you will eventually wake up, this will be very close to nighttime. So we're going to go to the other hunters very quickly. You will see this is going to be your mastermind clue. You'll wake up and looking at the bottle again, the bottle that Lilac handed you, you will realize that on one of the shelves in the house where Arthur Coleman received, not you. That's actually, yeah, I got that slightly wrong. The bottle will at some point be realized by another hunter to match one that they have seen there.
How concerning.
Last daytime scene. Where is... Well, honestly, I'm just going to leave that up to the other three now. Who wants a scene? Who wants to gather maybe the last clue of the day scene or the day phase?
I want to talk to our vampire buddy.
During the day.
Araxi or the
Yep.
one in your basement?
Araxi is not a vampire buddy yet.
True. I'm actually doing everything in her fucking power to avoid that.
um, He has already given you a clue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a
That's
clue and has given you
info.
one, so he's not going to have much else to say about the Araxi mystery, but perhaps his long experience as a hunter could help you with something else.
Mm-hmm.
Or perhaps there might be a more private inquiry that you, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, no. I come home with with my stuff and I go downstairs. He is still tied to a chair.
Sure. It just must I be
So
kept like vermin here?
well, unfortunately, sir, um, you did express a rather high level of desire towards one of the residents of the house.
You do not feel the same desire then.
No, I don't. My desires are slightly different. Do you know, are you in your state capable of turning others?
You imply that I have ever tried.
You did research. How am I to know you didn't? It's just a
I
question.
researched how to keep this curse, this ungodly curse at bay for as long as I could humanly do so.
You sound like
And
a
then how to
Raxi.
well, as one should, I presume.
Um, so curious. Who do you know who your progenitor was? Was it similarly a hunt or was it more personal? I'll untie you if you don't attack me.
I can assure you my progenitor is if you are concerned about her, she should be beyond, well, harming you at this point.
Her. Did her have a name?
I assume that she did, yes. To us, she, well, to us, she was a vampire,
Mm. Yes.
a threat to London, to be excised.
What does that make you?
Well, just points at where the stake was.
Hmm.
I think there were some disagreements about that.
Fair enough. I have a proposition for you. I have someone who needs found, and it would get you out of the house. Might you be interested?
Of course, I would be, but truth be told, in my condition, I would need a certain, despicable as it may be, I may need certain arrangements that somebody,
You need blood. That's fine. I can do that.
yes,
That's very simple.
right. I understood
It's
that you are a surgeon of some description,
yes.
most likely performing all kinds of bloodlettings anyway. So if you could, you know, balance the humors there and
Yes.
give me the leftovers, I suppose.
Of course. So, it's almost night, and you'd have to be back by the morning. But I need to know if you can find someone by the name of Adelaide Prescott.
Who would that be? And that's why we're going to cut away. But he will look for Adelaide.
Cool.
It is dusk. Night is about to fall. Ash wakes up and they see just, I think, Araxi looking a bit concerned at the bottle that Araxi recognizes from somewhere else, but we won't dwell on that. Any masks that any of you want to or need to narrate? Anything else that happens at dusk?
Let's go review.
Then, as you discuss what to do during the night, you probably also need to discuss, well, how to achieve certain goals, as in answer a question. The open questions right now are, well, several that you could answer about the sap in the veins mystery, but also how can you prevent Araxi becoming a vampire? That is a complexity of 5. You have 6 total clues, I think. So enjoy. If you incorporate all
Yeah.
of them in a theory, then you're rolling with a +1.
I think we can totally fix
I think-
Araxi.
Yeah. I think
I can fix it.
Above the table, are we
I can
aiming
make her
for
worse.
fix or dampier?
we're aiming for fix so that if
Yeah.
we get like a partial, we get Dampier.
Okay.
That was
mean,
kind of
TBH
where I was going with it. but
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like either we can stop it, or we can just be like, well, we can't fix you, but like you kind of got a bit of a soul. Like you'll be fine.
I'm thinking we need. I think it's like a blood transfusion situation, trying to
That's what I
clean
was
the blood
thinking. Yeah.
thing. And so if we get it all, then you're cured, and if we don't, then it's like
Yep.
stopped, but you're still in that like half state, but it's not enough to actually like transform you. I feel like that's where we go with it.
Okay.
Okay, so going through, what is the theory that you have?
The theory is that that vampirism's like a parasite that's trying to like take over.
Mhm.
And thus if you and so that's the blood, like the blood's consuming itself because it's trying to take over completely. It's trying to take over the system. And so eating or consuming other blood introduces more fuel to the system, which is why it feels better. So based on Sir Price's research, it can be stalled or halted, which then also means that it can be removed. And so if you add in light and then try to like transfuse the blood, you should be able to remove the vampirism, because it's clear that in the past, like somebody has had some success, at least partially. And clearly now we're in a new age. So we can do better. And Nolani is no between I think between a witch and fae, we can, get some sunlight into the mix and combination transfuse new blood and burn the toxin out of the old blood.
Yeah, and I think as far as the vampire who could walk in the sunlight, I think it is incomplete information. I think with some extra, I think we may be able to extrapolate that the vampire who walked in the sunlight de-vampired. I
Mm.
think the incomplete bit is that they were not a vampire forever. They could walk in the sunlight because they figured out how to undo this curse. But no one ever knew that. So they were known as the vampire who could
Mhm.
walk in the sunlight, even though they weren't technically.
Araxi
Maybe Nolani can do some
appreciates
magic shit.
her much smarter, scientifically minded friends.
I mean, look, my reason's only a 1, but we'll take it.
Araxi came home with a bunch of like beakers and science things for the blood transfusion, and then like a shit ton of like garlic and like some holy water just in case.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe if we introduce like very trace amounts of holy water into the infusion, Nolani, if you can bottle some sunlight, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That is pretty much exactly what I also wanted to just say. Being a vampire can't probably just be a medical condition. There has to be some element of a ritual to it.
Nolani, more like
No.
holy Lani. I don't fucking know.
Mm.
Holani is right there.
Right
Right there.
look.
Anyway,
I kind of like
Um,
Holani, and I'm just like, no, Nolani's not a hoe. He's just gay.
I. Mm.
Mm.
her
All right,
vice
yeah,
is
fair.
like
There's
She's
a
a
lot.
white gay. Hashtag white gay.
Anyway.
and I do think that it's not necessarily part of the ritual, but the entire time Araxi's drinking.
Oh.
Araxi's like, Doc, will this, ruin things if I'm drinking alcohol? It's like, well, you might get really
Well,
drunk. Okay, cool. I'm just
yeah.
gonna.
It,
Before we get to that roll, somebody roll
Alright.
for the resolution of the question, and then
I'm
we
gonna.
will
I'm
see.
just gonna.
Feeling like
I
it.
think
I'm
it's
feeling
Araxi's
Lamia.
life.
Oh, that
Oh.
too. That too.
Oh no.
Araxi, do it.
Elliot, do you want me to roll or do you want to roll?
So I do kind of want to roll because there's a mask I want to use. Honestly.
Oh
Go,
my
do
god.
it.
You
Yep.
can't use a mask individually on and answer the
Oh.
question.
Well,
You have to all put on a mask.
Oh no.
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah.
find out how badly this goes then. Okay, I get
Yeah.
a plus
Yeah,
1
let's
to
see,
it,
let's see.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Uh-oh.
With the plus 1, it's a 9. So, I know we're running low on masks. Some of us are.
I will say this. The complication here is the ritual and the transfusion has to be completed somewhere outside of Hargrave House. How you actually roll during it is going to determine whether or not Araxi can stay human or become a Dampier.
Hear me
Or
out.
become a
Let's-
vampire if it fully fails, of course. That's also a possibility.
Hear me out. Let's find the church.
Do we want to find any
Here-
church or a specific church?
Hold up. The nuns owe us one.
You want to take her all the way back to Croydon?
You have
Also,
seen
the Wet God Church.
There's
yeah,
also the
there is
wet
this
god church.
tiny derelict
The wet
church.
god. There's holy water there. It's very wet.
Also an option. There's a manor in London that has a place that is well equipped for Leander to do things like this.
Hey, what?
That
Where
sure
would
is
that be?
ominous.
My like
Are we going to your wife's house?
we lived somewhere.
Are we going to your ex's
All
house?
right.
Could break into my ex's house.
I
I'll
think
break
breaking,
them.
there.
breaking into your ex's house to de-vampire a hunter might be the funniest option.
I know.
Like-
That's why
Leander's
I
just getting
proposed
revenge.
it.
That's extremely funny.
Whose blood are we using?
Not mine. Mine's too non-binary.
Yeah. Your blood is unfortunately too tasty a snack, apparently.
Yeah.
Can I tap the doctor's bag and say I have blood we can use?
Yeah. We're not
Who
going
loves some good
to
own
get
egg?
into the details of blood acquisition here.
Okay.
The actual complication is that the blood type isn't compatible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Victorian
think-
medicine.
I don't think they've discovered blood types.
You will.
Barely gotten out of humors.
All right, we're going to Leander's ex's house because that is by far the funniest option presented to us. I'm so sorry, Wiz.
Mm. We
don't
move
know
into
where
the
we're
night
going.
scene then. We are starting with our first unseen prompt. So, we, as the hunters of Hargrave House, are all of you doing this together? Okay, nobody else wants to gather clues for
Araxi,
anything else. That's
I
fine.
will I will complain to the others. I'll be like, I really just need Leander. You don't all need to be there. If something goes wrong, it might not be smart for you to be there.
If something goes wrong, I don't want it to be just the two of you.
In fairness, I think of everyone here, Leander's the one who will complain the least about being turned into a vampire.
Why do you say
I
that?
can be a vampire.
Okay, we're going to the fucking house. We don't have enough time left for all of this, honestly. I'm sorry. We're going to a very nice neighborhood then, where the mansion of Miss Prescott is located. But first, we see decrepit tenements leaning against one another, broken windows, rotting boards, old newspapers scattered throughout cramped alleys, full of filth. This is a rookery, which means a slum of Victorian London. Lamia, what do we see there?
A squad of peelers come in mob-handed to drag off a bunch of the usual suspects for a robbery charge. What do we see of those who get picked up in the raid? What do the peelers use to justify their brutality? We see them burst through the door and immediately start yelling and throwing people to the ground, claiming that they know there to be weapons and unseemly acts going on. They start pulling up anybody and everybody who fits the description that they've chosen. And anytime anybody even slightly moves differently than where they're being jerked and manhandled, they take that as an excuse, resisting, trying to run away, etc.
As we make it to the location of Leander's ex's house, Nolani, you see a falling star. And that's bad. Because very quickly afterwards, you hear a voice. Now, we have heard that voice before, kind of, or at least we have seen the person it belongs to. It is Comethea, the new member of your former coven. And you just hear it, and you feel heat. The witch Astoria, is it?
Noah's gonna take a knife out from her pouch and turn around. Oh, Hestia's newest lapdog, are you? What are you here for?
And you turn around and, well, where you just saw only a shooting star before, there now actually does stand a woman with just this very long hair that seems to also kind of change its color a little bit sometimes, looking almost a bit like fire. What I want is to ensure that you do not come back to interfere with the work of the coven. And you
What's the matter,
can
darling?
hear
In
that
securing your
she's been-
position.
So what if I am? I have worked much harder for this than you ever have. And now I hear that Hestia has been talking to some man about working together with you. There's no way back for you into the coven, and I hope you know that.
I don't want to return. I don't need you.
Could you roll the night move with presence?
Oh no. Oh.
You could also
That's not as bad as I thought. I have a +1.
Okay.
Hell yeah, that's a 12.
Oh,
Woo!
all right.
Dice cleanse worked.
Yeah. Well, good, because we certainly do not need you either. I'm a little sad, honestly, that we won't see you get torn limb from limb when we bring those that died for their convictions back. Somebody like you that flees so easily from the work of a coven should honestly not be allowed to. But fine. You see that she's trying to, show off some bravado here, but with just a sentence, you've kind of taken the wind out of her a little bit. And you will not take a condition. You will not be hexed by her.
Fuck
That's
yeah.
your extra bonus. As she just turns away and seems to disappear into the shadows almost completely. Also, yeah, Ren, you're also up next for the next unseen. After which we will be at the site of the cleansing.
Two families share a damp garret, a single room with rainwater leaking in through the rotted shingles. As they huddle together for warmth against the cold night air, what little touches of homeliness do we see that show they are making the best of their situation? It doesn't seem like much at first, given the circumstances, but tucked into a corner, well out of the way of the leak, is a kind of small, clearly handmade wooden chest. And in the middle of the night, the children of both families quietly sneak over to the chest and retrieve a couple of handmade dolls, giggling to one another. They talk in relatively hushed voices about the lives that they're going to have when they grow up and the things they hope to do. That even though it's bad now, they'll find their own places to call home.
And speaking of homes, Leander,
Yes.
how long has it been?
Years. The hinges are a bit rusted, and I have to shoulder the door open because no one has been here.
Well, so you would think,
Mm,
but
so I would.
you do see somebody moving around inside. Somebody has taken up residence there, but it's not, of course, your wife. You would know that. I mean, you are a dutiful husband, and you would know if she had returned to the old home. But somebody's in there, yes. Anyway, for now, what does this house look like?
The house is it's immaculate, if a little creepy. There is a beautiful staircase with what used to be well oiled wooden uh bandrails, and you walk in, there's a unlit chandelier, the candles are not in it, um in the foyer, and it's decorated in the highest fashion of approximately a decade ago. It seems like it hasn't been updated unless Wiz it has.
It hasn't been updated,
But
no.
okay.
You do see
We-
signs of some habitation. London has many, many homeless, and some will have snuck in at some points.
Right. Deal with that later. But we go upstairs.
There's somebody in here right now, as you've seen. How do you deal with them?
Seems someone has felt the need to come into my home. Oh, also, Arak, is everyone here, right?
I think so, yeah.
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 Leander would say that and then turn and say, "Oh, yes. By the way, technically this is mine. We should find whoever that is."
In a restrain or silence?
Let me I think I can help.
All yours, Ash?
And I think Ash will knock on the door. And the moment this person comes to open it,
That's not the type of person that opens a door. That is a
No,
squad.
no, no. We're inside
Yeah, okay, that
already.
maybe also, yeah. Okay.
oh, shut
We
that's right, that's right.
We said we saw them run
Yes, you're right.
when I opened the
s-
door.
You saw the move. The rest is kind of up to you. It's more like, how do you find them? How do you approach them?
I think we find them by listening real close, and then I'm going to put them to sleep.
All right.
I'm going to make them go night night.
Mm. Well, then does that mean you put on your Fey glam or well,
I do.
glamour or whatever? Yeah. Roll.
All right. Let's go ahead and sensitive this fucker to sleep.
What? That did not pick up at all.
It is a 12. I rolled 2 5s and then +2.
Jesus.
I'm rolling
Okay.
well today. We'll take it.
Yeah.
We'll have you roll for
So-
the ritual, I think.
You come
Mm.
to an old, everything here is very old and decadent, although a bit faded at this point. What was once a bedroom is what you come to, and It has also been used as such recently, it seems. Although where once was proper bedding, there's now newspapers, some gathered trinkets, it would seem, and rags. But you do see a very shabby looking man just look at you through the corner, holding a pot. Just holding it. No, and he looks
Obviously.
very gray. You also notice a few marks on his neck. Healed. Old. Probably also years and years old.
Maybe 2 marks, like right here.
Yeah. But also, like, multiple.
Sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Yeah. Well, you do see him go to sleep. With your 12, you also notice that there seems to be some resistance that he puts up, something that you can't fully explain by him being entirely human anymore, perhaps. But go to sleep he does. Next unseen. That's also still Jen. You just line those
Okay.
up.
Everything's going great.
Yeah.
In a lean-to, slumped in a reeking alley, a small group of pickpocket urchins divvy up their spoils to buy food. What objects of frivolous wealth have they managed to lift? I think most of their haul is pretty small, like some coins here, a ring, a loose gemstone, a nice piece of leather or a book. But I think one pair of urchins has brought in an almost unusually large prize, which is a single double-sided theater mask, about 6 inches from top to bottom. We'll say comedy on one side, tragedy on the other, the typical drama masks. And I think these frozen, like, expressive yet almost expressionless faces are exaggerated a little bit more than usual. You see the blank eyes staring into your soul almost. And within those eyes, I think clearly designed to lend a sense of depth to the piece, embedded in the center so they can kind of like look either way, out the comedy or the tragedy, are these tiny, extremely like high faceted gems that reflect any light that hits them in just the right way to make those blank eyes look like they're following anyone who looks at them.
Hmm. You, Leander, what room do you need to go to conduct this ritual? Where is it?
My laboratory, which is
Right.
actually upstairs.
You go upstairs, past a portrait gallery. Outside, we hear an owl hooting. We hear sounds of the night that you wouldn't expect in the middle of London. It is almost as if you were transported to a different time and place in here. The portraits are all, Leander, you know this, of vampires.
Yep.
At this point, they look as if they would follow you almost, and perhaps also judge you a little bit. Ash, you're perhaps not entirely impressed by the portraits, but as you catch a glimpse out of one of the honestly not too many windows in this place, strange really, you see something else. You see the owl that has just greeted you. That's another mastermind clue, by the way, because it looks at you with entirely unnatural, almost gemstone-like green eyes.
Green gemstones, you say?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You cannot steal the owl.
Then what's the point?
Yeah. Well, sorry. I mean, you can steal something here and hope Leander doesn't notice. Um,
I am
Absolutely, but
one
that's a
away
future
from
me
snapping.
problem.
yeah. You make it to Leander's laboratory. What is the first step that needs to be conducted?
There's probably like intricate tubing and like needle, like one needle has to go in Araxi's left arm, one in the right for in and out of the blood. So
There's a
setting.
machine.
Mhm.
Right. In that
Start to
case,
crank.
Leander gets to roll with advantage and reason.
Okay.
So that should go well.
Please.
If you.
Mhm.
Here's the thing. You have to make 2 rolls. If one of them is a mixed success, Araxi is going to become a Dhampir. If one of them fails, Araxi is not going to make it. Araxi is going to become a vampire. After this affects Araxi's ending.
Okay. Cool, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
No
Cool.
pressure. No pressure.
No pressure. No.
I'm going to use
You have advantage anyway with your doctor's bag, so you can
Oh,
only
right.
roll at this point.
You're right. There's nothing I can add. Okay. Cool. Well, if I mess it, well, we're not even gonna go there. All right. Okay. We're fine. It's a 10. Because it's reason, right?
Yeah.
You said reason? 10.
Mm.
10. It's 10. Once
What
again,
do we
advantage
see here?
saves our
Yeah.
ass.
Araxi, what do we see here? How does it feel to Araxi? And where does then the next person, which I think has to be Noelani, come in?
Oh, it feels awful. You know, it's not just the sensation of, you know, when you get your blood drawn, if you've ever, you know, had blood work done or donated blood, like you feel just your energy start sapping, especially if you're not used to it. But also like because of the treatment that has to be done to it, there's like a delay before, you know, I start getting more energy back and it feels weird coming back in. Um Especially at the beginning of the process because the corruption is still there and it's still fighting back. So it's this terrible sensation of like being tired and also feeling like this ache and burning sensation start to progress through my entire body.
Hmm. So what is the step then? Elliot, you still get to describe that. What is the step then that Noelani, or perhaps Ash, but I'm kind of expecting Noelani has to perform here?
There is part of it where as the blood's going through this machine, it also has to have a ritual done to remove the supernatural aspects like the magical corruption. It's not enough to just get, you know, the physical cleaning happening. It probably invoking, yeah, like the sun and life and hopeful, cheerful things.
Hmm. Well, Noelani, I
How
feel
hopeful and
like
cheerful are you feeling, Nolani?
this is banishing a curse, I think.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like we see Noelani set up a ritual circle here. Do the
I'm
stabbing.
setting up 2. A separate one for Araxi and a separate one for the thing I have to summon to help me. And I'm actually going to use the ritual knife that I picked up in Crichton to give me advantage.
Right. You use the special knife to stab the. What organ do you have to stab for this specific curse?
I have brought along some form of heart because the heart
I was
is
also going
responsible
to
for
say
moving the
heart
blood.
or liver, probably for vampire. Yeah. You know, when we're getting into the ritual science of it, yeah. So we see Nolani or Astoria stab the heart. Who appears in front of you? Is it a family member this time, or is it perhaps a member of the coven? Or perhaps even a member of Hargrave House?
Oh, oh, you made me drop my dice. I would say it's probably no. It's probably a weird copy of Ash because we need as much magic as we can get, and I don't know what fucking court Ash is from, but we can probably invoke some sunlight, maybe.
Hmm.
Hopefully.
I guarantee
Yeah.
you, Ash is not from a
Jen,
sunny place.
how does
Oh.
so? Let's have Ren roll, and then we'll see. Jen, you can describe how fake Ash, Uncanny Valley Ash, does that, and how they look so very, very wrong.
I got a 13.
Okay. Well, in that case, okay, you can unmark the cosmic passage, but you haven't marked it yet. Oh no, you
I
have.
have.
Okay.
That's the mask I took.
Okay. Oh, your reason is at a -1 now.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Mm.
Look, she's real dumb.
I'm very
Anyway, yeah.
magically inclined.
Jen, how does it look when fake Ash does that?
I think all of Ash's proportions are a little bit too exaggerated. Longer limbs, longer nails, larger eyes. Just like it's Ash, just like a little bit to the left, you know. And eerily silent.
Oh,
Right. Then, Elliot, as we see in a downstairs bedroom, a slumped shape begin to move and stir. Last unseen prompt for the day.
Describe someone we see making their way back to their home through the cramped alleys and the desperation that has led them here. We see as a probably middle-aged man who's been aged beyond his years, hair falling out, wrinkles, staggered steps, returns to his home with a mostly empty bottle dangling loosely from one hand and the smell of alcohol on his breath. And we can see in the roughness of his hands that he's worked factory jobs his whole life. He's missing a finger that was lost in a factory accident. He's got the start of cataracts in one eye, and he is surviving. He is going through the motions, but he he's alone. He doesn't have a family. He doesn't really have friends, and so he has come here now and is a ghost of his former self, whoever that may be.
We see the figure, the faded man that Ash put to sleep just moments ago, make his way up the stairs, going directly to the laboratory. Ash, since you haven't really, well, your doppelganger has done something, but you yourself have been mostly off doing other things. Standing outside guarding, perhaps he approaches you. Is she all right then? Your friend?
To be determined, but likely.
Good, good. You're not required here anymore. You
Sorry, what?
see him suddenly change shape into, well, Araxi, what do we see?
You see I'm like trying to make sure I'm understanding of
Yes, you are, yes.
okay, this is like my thing. Or well
Yeah, it is the beast.
so yeah, no longer is this a bent over individual, drained of blood. First, it stops off as a thin, almost spindly redhead with inhuman eyes. And then it keeps growing taller and taller and more muscular. Skin going from pale white to peachy and then red, demonic red, features changing, horns erupting from its skull, fangs falling down from its jaw, and claws on its hands. And the voice becomes gravelly and almost reminiscent of a fire as it looks down at you
As
now.
I said, you are not required here anymore. And Ash, you just see the claw coming, and you are thrown against the nearest wall, taking down a portrait of an ancient vampire with you. As Baal steps into the laboratory of Leander, good. You wouldn't have done to have her turn into a vampire or anything else. I need her in one piece, and you have delivered her to me. Vials burst. And out of the shadows of the room, other demonic shapes appear, holding back Noelani and Leander as Araxi is ripped away from the medical apparatus and dragged away into the night. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Oh, I did this to us. My bad, guys. My bad.
Next time, become the fucking vampire, Jesus!
I have concerns.
This was
Oh.
fully against the rules, by the way. I shouldn't have
Whatever.
introduced the beast at this point, but hey.
I mean, look, we
Alice
know
is
what
gonna
we're
be here next
threat.
session.
It just, you know.
Hashtag rule of cool. Rule of
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Come on.
Araxi keeps getting kidnapped or indisposed, by which I mean my stuff is
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
This entire vampire subplot happened because you missed the session, and now this, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Elliot, stop missing
You should
sessions.
always miss sessions in my games because interesting things happen as a reward. So
Yeah,
just-
apparently.
Only to
Um,
Elliot, though. I missed a session and it was fine.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
went to work.
Yeah, well, you specifically requested that, so I was like, yeah, sure, okay. That's fine.
Holy shit.
Cool. Everything's fine.
Okay.
All right, yeah, we have somebody who needs to leave. So, Jen, also so that I have a raid target that we can go to. Who are you and what are you doing?
Hello, friends. I am Jen. I've been playing your friendly local non-binary fae. It is very non-binary, apparently. Everything is fine. They're about to be kicked in the face again. And I can be found on the internet at Jenburb. And that's what I do. I do playing, producing. I do project management. I do overlays. I do a lot of things. I do also popcorning, and I'm popcorning it over to, let's say, Lamia.
Hi, I'm Lamia. I'm glad Ash did something because I was totally gonna kill that guy for being in my house. I've been playing Leander. And next week on Friday, I am running a Dread vampire game for BIPOC Vamp Day. So come check that out. I stream on Tuesdays and any other day if I ever have my life back. And so yeah, I think that's my podcast is Woke Mental Wellness. We're doing Windy City Nihilism. The newest episode just came out on Monday. So also go catch up and check that out. I will popcorn it over to Ren.
I am Rana Renegade Dumpling. My pronouns are they, them. I have been playing Noelania Story Clements, pronouns she, her. You can find me on Blue Sky at Renegade Dumpling, or if you want to keep an eye out for projects that I am leading, you can follow us at Soup Dumpling Media. There is something that will be coming up very cryptic and vaguely, and if you like ciphers and mystery and stuff like that, keep an eye out on our social media because there should be something going up pretty soon. Elliot.
Hi, I'm Elliot. My pronouns are he, him. I was playing Araxi, whose pronouns are about to be was, were. I have a great time with this. I wish I wasn't missing stuff as much, but like it works out sort of. Araxi keeps getting kidnapped. And I stream sometimes as Cursebreaker Elliot on Twitch. I am actually going to be playing Transistor tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific in lead up to the Hades 2 release because I'm bisexual, so Hades 2 is going to consume my life. Wiz, back to you? Yeah.
Wiz or Yanis, he, him. You can find me as Wizard Styles on Blue Sky as well. That's it. That's all I got. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you again next week, minus Araxi.